Good day, class. Okay, so we will be having our topic today using the calculator to find trigonometric ratios. So here are our objectives. We need to find the sine, cosine, and tangent of an acute angle. And number two, we need to use trigonometric ratios to find side, lengths, and angle measures in right triangle to solve real-world problems. So by the SSS similarity, or as we saw in our previous section, the values of the trigonometric ratios for any particular angle are congruent, regardless of the length of the side. So these values can be found using a calculator. So by the AA similarity postulate, a right triangle with a given acute angle is similar to every other right triangle with the same acute angle measure. So, for example, here are our three right triangles. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF and also similar to triangle X, Y, and Z. And segment BC is to segment AC is equal to segment EF, opposite of 32 degrees, is to the hypotenuse, which is segment DF, is also equal to our third triangle, which is the XYZ. Segment, or the opposite of 32 degrees, which is segment ZY, is to segment XZ. So these are the trigonometric ratios. Always remember, a trigonometric ratio is a ratio of two sides of a right triangle. So our trigonometric ratios, by definition, we have here our primary, we have our sine. This one is just a short recap of what we have learned last meeting. Sine, cosine, and tangent. So we also have here our symbols and the diagram itself. So in this given diagram, we have here triangle A, B, and C, or A, C, and B. So how to find for, or what is sine? Always remember, a sine of an angle is the ratio of the length of the leg opposite the angle to the length of the hypotenuse. So pag symbol ang pag-uusapan, or using our symbol from the diagram itself, sine A. Kapag sine A, so here is our angle A. Where is the opposite? Ito po ang kanyang opposite, side A. And the hypotenuse, this one is side C. That's the reason why ang sine A is equal to opposite leg divided by hypotenuse, or that is equal to A divided by C. How about if you, or if we say, angle B. Here is our angle B. Where is the opposite? So, ang opposite is side, segment AC, or side B. And the hypotenuse is still the same. It is opposite of the right angle. That is B divided by C. Same with our cosine. The definition of a cosine, it is an angle of the ratio of the length of the adjacent. Remember the word adjacent, to the angle of the length of the hypotenuse. So, same, angle A, pag tinignan natin, angle A, definition, adjacent divided by hypotenuse, or that is ka. Adjacent A is side B divided by C. Sa pag-cosine naman B, ka, opposite, this one is, or adjacent, this one is A divided by C. And tangent. Tangent of an angle is the ratio of the length of the leg opposite the angle to the length of the leg adjacent to the angle. Tan A is equal to opposite leg divided by adjacent, TOA. So, opposite leg, A, opposite A. adjacent, B. So, ibig sabihin, tan A is equal to side A is to side B. Tan B, andun ang B sa taas, wherein opposite leg is B, side B, and adjacent leg is A. Therefore, tan B is equal to B divided by A. So that trigonometric function can be summarized using the following mnemonic device, which is what we call the SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, sine, opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cosine, adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And tangent, opposite divided by adjacent. Please do remember our mnemonic device in order for you to easily find the unknown or the given trigonometric ratios. So, calculator tip. On a calculator, the trigonometric functions are abbreviated as follow. So, kapag tinignan ninyo ang ka-scientific calculator nyo, meron po dyan sine, cosine, and tangent. So, writing math. In trigonometry, the letter of the vertex of the angle is often used to represent the measure of the angle. For example, the sine of angle A is written as sine A. So, example 1. Finding the trigonometric ratios. So, in this case, write the trigonometric ratio as a fraction and as a decimal rounded to the nearest hundredth. Based on this given illustration, we have here our triangle or right triangle JLK with a right angle of L. And given segment JL is 11, segment LK is 60, and segment JK is 61. So we need to find for sine J. J is here. Sine. So, ibig sabihin, J, andito po ang opposite, andito po ang adjacent, andito naman po ang ating hypotenuse. Okay. So, sine J. Therefore, we are finding for sine J, that is 60 divided by 11. Using your scientific calculator, 60 divided by 61 equal to, ayan, makukuha nyo po dapat ang sagot is 0.98. Always remember the sine of an angle is opposite leg divided by hypotenuse. Second example, finding for the trigonometric ratios, still the same, given. So we need to find for the cosine J. Still J pa rin po. So we need to find for cosine J. Co is ka. Cosine is ka. Cosine is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So, etong part na to, 11, and at the same time, 61. So, cosine, always remember that the cosine of an angle is adjacent leg divided by hypotenuse. So, cosine J is equal to 11 divided by 61. Using your scientific calculator, 11 divided by 61, that is 0.18. Next, same, or we still have the same illustration, tan K. So, tan K, tan is here. So, ibig sabihin, TOA. Tangent is equal to opposite divided by adjacent. So, 11 divided by 60, that is equal to 0.18. And always remember, tangent of an angle is opposite divided by adjacent. So, you have here calculating trigonometric ratios. Using our calculator to find the trigonometric ratio, and you need to round to the nearest hundred. So, meron po tayong ano dito. Be sure your calculator. Note, to degree mode, not radian mode. So, kapag tingnan nyo ang calculator nyo, dapat may letter D dun sa loob, sa taas, or may nakalagay na DEG. Ibig sabihin po, naka-degrees mode po ang ating calculator. So we need to find for sine 52 degrees. What is sine 52 degrees? Pindutin po ang scientific calculator, word na sine, then 52, and then equal. Ang sagot po natin dapat na makukuha is 0.79. Kapag mali po ang nakuha ninyo sa sagot na nandito po, which is 0.79, ibig sabihin meron po, baka hindi po naka-degree form or naka-degree mode ang ating mga scientific calculator, or please check your calculator brand, and at the same time, yung nandun sa likod niya po, tignan nyo po yung mga functions. Kasi meron pong mga ibang scientific calculator, pindutin muna yung 52 bago yung sign para lumabas po yung sagot. So, depende po kasi sa brand ng calculator ang pag-click po ng mga function or yung key function. So, sa iba po, parang nagsusulat lang, sine tapos 52 equal, yan na yung sagot. Yung iba naman, 52, tapos pindutin yung sign, lalabas na din yung sagot. So, check nyo po, dapat makuha nyo yung sagot na 0.79. And then next, what is cosine 19? So, pindutin lang po, hanapin po yung word na cos sa ating scientific calculator. Tapos, 19. So, ang sagot po natin is 0.945. Round off or round to the nearest hundred. So, since after po ng hundreds natin is 5 up or 5, ibig sabihin mag-a-add po ng 1 sa una. So, sa 100 part. So, ibig sabihin magiging 0.95. So, ang equivalent ng 19 or cosine 19 degrees in your scientific calculator is 0.95. Tan 65. Tan 65, using your scientific calculator, pindutin lang ang tan, tapos 65. Ang lumabas sa ating calculator or scientific calculator is 2.14450676921. So, you need to round to the nearest hundred. So, magiging tan 65 is equal to 2.14. Okay. So, always remember, class, the hypotenuse is always the longest side of the right triangle. So, the denominator of a sine or cosine ratio is always greater than the number. Therefore, the sine and cosine of an acute angle are always possible numbers less than 1, since the tangent of an acute angle is the ratio of the lengths of the legs, and it can have the value greater than 0. So, we have here, using the trigonometric ratios to find the length. Ito po, given po natin dito is 1 angle and 1 leg. So, pag 1 angle and 1 leg, ang tawag natin dyan, we are solving a right triangle given the length of the given the length of the leg, and the measure of one acute angle. Given the length of the leg and the measure of an acute angle. So segment BC, it's the unknown. Since segment BC is adjacent to the given angle, which is angle B, you are then segment AC, which is opposite to angle B. Since the opposite and adjacent leg are involved, so we need to use a tangent ratio. Kasi 15, eto po is opposite. Yung isang given is opposite. Tapos yung unknown po natin, dito part is our adjacent based on our reference angle, which is angle B. Or that is 15 degrees. So, gagamitin po natin yung definition OA, that is TOA. So, yan po ay tangent. So, ibig sabihin, pag kinuha natin to, so we need to write a trigonometric ratio. So, in this case, ang tan B natin, opposite leg divided by adjacent leg, that is segment AC, ito, is to segment BC, using our trigonometric ratio. And then next, substitute the value or the given value. Segment AC is 10.2 and BC is our unknown. So, tan degrees, 15 degrees, andyan na po. Yung B po natin, pinalitan na po natin ng degrees. Next, we need to multiply both sides. Multiply po natin ito. May over 1. So, cross multiplication. Mapapansin ninyo, kapag ang unknown natin ay nasa denominator, ito po magiging shortcut natin. Nasa denominator, ibig sabihin division po ang operation. Okay? Pag ang unknown natin ay nasa denominator, ang operation na gagamitin is division. So therefore, segment BC, ito po, is equal to 10.2 divided by tan 15 degrees. So in your scientific calculator, pakipindot lang po, just click 10.2 and then divide and then 15, tan 15. So dapat ang makukuha nyong sagot, to simplify this one, is segment BC now, ito po, is 38.07 feet. Okay? So, ito po, 38.07 feet. When a problem solving, you may be asked to find a missing side of a right triangle. So, also, you may be asked to find a missing angle. So, if you look at your calculator, you should be able to find the inverse trigonometric functions. So, this can be used to find the measure of an angle that has a specific sine, cosine, or tangent. So, if you know the sine, cosine, or tangent of an acute angle measure, you can use the inverse trigonometric function to find the measure of the given angle. Inverse here, if sine A is equal to x, then the inverse of sine x is equal to the measurement of the given angle. Same with the cosine and also with the tangent. For example, we need to calculate the angle measure from the trigonometric ratios. So using our scientific calculator, inverse of cosine. Sa scientific calculator natin, ang pinipindot po natin para maging inverse ng cosine is shift. Sa keys po ng ating calculator, pakihanap ang shift, tapos pindutin ang cos, tapos 0.87, tapos equal. Ayan. Cos, shift, cos, 0.87. Ang lalabas po dapat na sagot ninyo is 29.5413,605. And then, sa calculator nyo, meron po kayo makikita dyan na another key which is nakalagay po ay DMS. Pag nakakita po kayo ng DMS, so there is a keys in your scientific calculator wherein you can see DMS. This means degrees, minutes, and seconds. Okay, so if you click this key in your scientific calculator, kukunin nyo po ito, yung una, degrees. Kasi nakalagay po dyan, you need to find for the nearest degree. Okay, next. How about inverse of sine 0.85? What is inverse of sine 0.85? So, in your scientific calculator, pindutin po ang shift, sine 0.85, and then equal. So, lalabas is 58.21166,938. And then, again, click yung key, which is DMS. And then, lalabas po sa degrees, which is 58 degrees. Last is inverse of tangent 0.71. So, tangent of 0.71, in your calculator, just click shift, tan 0.71 equals 35.37475184, and then click yung keys natin which is DMS, degrees, minutes, and seconds. It is equal to 35 degrees. So using given measure to find the unknown angle measures or the side length of the triangle is known as solving a triangle. To solve a right triangle, you need to know two side lengths or one side length and an acute angle. So do not round until the final step. Please remember this one. Do not round until the final step of your answer. Since you are using our scientific calculator to find for the value of the trigonometric ratios provided by your scientific calculator. Example, solving right triangle given two legs. So, ang unknown natin dito is another leg na nawawala and two angles. This is angle T, angle R, and segment ST. So, in order for us to find for the measurement of segment ST, we need to use the method Pythagorean theorem. So using our Pythagorean theorem, it says or it goes like this: the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the two legs. So RT square is equal to square of RS, ito po, plus square of ST, another side. We need to substitute. What is segment RT? This one is 5.7 square. What is segment RS? Another 5 square is equal to ST square because we are finding for the unknown. Therefore, 5.7 times 5.7 in your scientific calculator, it is what? 7 point or 5.7 square, 32.49. And is equal to 5 times 5, that is 25. So, 32.49, ililipat nyo yung 25, magiging 32.49, that is only 7.9. So, we need to square both sides, extract square root both sides in order for you to remove the square of segment ST because we are finding for segment ST. So, square root of 7.49 is equal to 2.74. Therefore, segment ST is equal to 2.74 if segment SR is 5 and segment RT is 5.7. Next, find for the other angle. So, angle R. How to find for the measurement of angle R? Since we have here our given, if this one is our reference angle, ang given natin ay dalawang side which is from our reference angle, it is the hypotenuse and the other one, it is the angle. So therefore, we need to divide. So cosine, since AH ka, cosine, reciprocal, or inverse. So 5, in your scientific calculator, pag sinubstitute natin yung ka, 5 divided by 5.7 equals shift cosine equals, tapos pindutin yung DMS, ang lalabas na sagot ay 29 degrees. Ulitin ko, cosine, inverse of cosine, kasi R, that is AH. What is AH? Definition of cosine. So in order for us to find for the measurement of this given angle, we need to get the inverse of cosine. So 5 divided by 5.7 equals shift cosine equals 29 degrees. So, meron na tayong 90. Meron din tayong angle R which is 29. So, always remember that the sum of the measures of the interior angle of a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. So, I just add 90 plus 29. Subtract it from 180. So, it is equal to 61 degrees. So, angle T is 61 degrees. Or, pwede na kayo mag-shortcut since nandyan na yung 90. So, to make it 180, 90 na lang ang kulang. Eh, meron ng 29. 90 minus 29, that is 61. Same lang din. So, the answer is 60. Okay, next. Or we need to check it out kapag may naintindihan. If ang given naman ngayon is one acute angle and one side. So, we need to find for the unknown measures, angle D, ang nawawala, angle D, segment EF, and segment DF. So, ang nawawala, dalawang side, isang angle. So, since an acute angle of a right triangle are complementary, so equal to 90, since may 90 po dyan, kasi 90 plus 90, 180. So, para shortcut, subtract it from 90 na lang. So, 90 minus 58, ibig sabihin, ang angle din natin ay 32 degrees. So, ito, 32 degrees. Next, if that is 32 degrees, how to find for the measurement of segment EF? So, this one is the unknown. Segment EF. Segment EF. So, 32, ito po ang kanyang opposite. And then, this one is ang kanyang adjacent. Kaya po nangyaring tan 32. Kasi ang definition is opposite divided by adjacent. So, that is tan 32. Tan 32 here is segment EF divided by segment ED, which is 14. So, EF is 14 and tan 32 degrees. So, therefore, EF is equal to 8.75. How? Just multiply. In your scientific calculator, kasi diba sabi ko kanina, cross-multiply. As sa taas or nasa numerator ang unknown, so ang shortcut nito, multiplication. Ulitin ko, if the unknown is at the numerator, just multiply ang operation. If the unknown is under the denominator, divide. 14 divided by 32, for example, ganon. So, dito po, in your scientific calculator, paki-multiply just to check. 14 times tan 32. So, that is equal to 8.748. So, sabi po dyan, nearest degrees or nearest 100 since we are finding for the side. So, ang sagot po natin is 8.75. Kasi, 8.748, ibig sabihin, plus 1 to make it 8.75. So, segment EF now is 8.75. And segment ED is 14. So, the hypotenuse is the unknown. So, pwede na tayong mag-shortcut dito. Pwede nyo naman sanang gamitan din ng trigonometric function. But if you already familiar with our Pythagorean theorem, di pwede nyo na pong gawin. So, using our Pythagorean theorem, still you can get the same answer. Using Pythagorean or using our trigonometric function. So, segment DF, ayan po, square is equal to ED, segment ED, squared plus segment EF squared. Substitute. So, segment ED is 14 squared plus 8.75 squared. Then, square root both sides. 14 calculator nyo, 14 square plus 8.75 square. That is equal to 272.5625. Then square root of 272.56, that is equal to 16.51. Therefore, DF is 16.51. So, thank you and God bless. Your activity is posted in your classroom. Please check it out. Ingat and God bless.